Hello YouTube, my name is Matthias Michael. In front of you is my fellow colleagues from the class of 4th year Food Science and Technology here at Sokoine University of Agriculture. We are here in front of you to present the topic from the subject, Principles of Management and Administration. So we want you to be attention to listen to what we are going to present to you. We present the topic number 5 from the subject. So the topic is say that human resource management. From this topic, you're going to have a lot of things like how you're going to see how the organization can do so as to make sure that it is producing the perfect and the proper products from the organization. So behind me are my fellow colleagues who are going to present. At my left hand side, this madam here her name is Mwafiwa Elias. She'll present about the topic. And also I have here Amani Saulo. He will also present from the topic. And also here is Hakim Seifu. He will also present, and then you're going to see how he's going to do. Here is Madam Helen Mamukwe. She's also going to give us the very, very needed requirements about human resource management. So we want you to be attentive to listen to what we are going to present. We beg you to go together with us so that to reach what we want to show you. We have a lot of things to discuss with you. We need your attention and your proper hearing of what we are going to present. Hi. In front of you, my name is Matthias Michael. I'm in front of you to present something that we have been given by the teacher of the subject, EE105. The name of the subject is called the Principles of Management and Administration, or Principle of Administration or Management. So here is the class of Food Science, 4th year. We have been given a topic in number 5, which is human resource and management. So generally, to talk about human resource management, we talk about how the organization can expand or can improve its profits. For example, in human resource, these are the group of people, or we can say managers, which are given a task of making sure that the organization is improving day after day. So, in talking about human resource, we talk about new people, the same people who are still in an organization, and the external people who are coming or who are visiting the organization, so that both of them to make sure that the organization is improving its profit. For example, you can be told to go and visit any industrial which is producing maybe juice. What they are doing there, they have to make sure that when you reach there, you are given with everything that will make you to understand what is done in the organization. By knowing each and everything which is done in the organization, you will be able to know exactly what is going on over there, and at the same time to be the part of the family of the organization. What are they doing in human resource management? These managers, what they are doing in order to make sure that the organization is improving, they are making sure that they are recruiting people. They are doing training to the...
Good afternoon, class. My name is Gominyaramba Mhafiwa Elias. I'll be introducing our topic 5, which is human resource management. I'll start by defining what is human resource management. Human resource management involves the management function of knowing who is to be recruited in the organization, who is to be selected, at what time, and how the organization will develop from the members who will be recruited in that organization. That is shortly what you can say about human resource management. So in any organization, this is a very important unit because you cannot control the members or the workers who are performing works in your organization if you do not have this important department of human resource management. After that, I'll continue explaining what it is about human resource planning. You know that in any field or in any field of practice, you need to plan for anything that you want to do in order for you to do it well and to succeed. So in human resource management, the very important thing or the very important aspect which must be considered is human resource planning, or you can simply say planning. So what is planning? Planning involves the objective, systematic process of first analyzing what are the objectives of the organization so that you can meet the needs of that organization and reach the goals of the organization by knowing the current needs of the organization. When I talk of the current needs of the organization, I'm talking about the current needs of workers in that organization, the future needs of the workers in that organization, and how the whole process of planning will meet the current and the future needs in order to meet the requirements of the organization and reach the goals, because you cannot have an organization with no goals or objectives. So the planning process helps the organization, any organization, whether it's an industry, any kind of an organization, to know what it is doing in the current situation, in the future. At the end of the day, it can reach its goals. So that is simply what you can say about human resource planning. You talk of the actions that you are doing so that you can see what you can do in the future and reach the goals of that organization. I'll go on to the next topic of importance of human resource planning, because you cannot do anything without planning it. Planning makes you to reach the goals quicker, easily in a way that will reduce the cost and make you get the results which are very good. So the importance of human resource planning, first it is to improve the utilization of the human resources. This point means that by knowing the number because if you plan, you will know exactly what number of workers you need for your organization and what skills should those workers have so that they can help the organization reach the goals or the objectives of that organization. So the very first importance of planning is that it helps you to make proper full utilization of the resources or the human resources. When I talk of the human resources, remember that you are talking of the workers of that organization. Planning will help you to know exactly the number of people and what skills will those people have so that you can have the requirements in that organization so that you can reach the goals of your organization. So that is that is one of the most important things about planning. It helps you to make proper utilization of your resources, means the workers. You can utilize them fully. You will not need to hire a lot of people if you do not need those people. Planning will help you to know exactly what people I'm hiring, what people with which skills. Another importance of human resource planning is it helps to focus the recruitment process, because as my followers will go on, they will explain about recruiting the people or enlisting the new workers into the organization. So planning will help you to focus.
Okay, good afternoon, guys. As my previous colleague presented their topic, and I'll deal with recruitment. We all know that recruitment is just a simple word, which means hiring. We all know what's hiring. Hiring is the action whereby we choose the most candidate who will be in the position of taking the chance which is empty. So by saying so, we also know that recruitment is the process of loyalty. It selects the people who are of the given chance, and it selects out the people who are not needed in the chance. So backing to the recruitment, we have the process of recruitment. Just to know the planning. Why do we need the people in the organization? Why do we need these people? Then what are the development and strategy of the organization? Then we have to screen them out, because recruitment may be present, but what is the real recruitment we need? We have to know that point. By saying so, we have to see the sources of recruitment. There are two sources. There is internal and external source. What are those internal? Internal are the people who are within the organization. What do we need them? We may need them to promote them, to develop their skills, and we may hire them according to the vacancy which is available. Sometimes you find that hiring someone who is out of the organization, it is very costly. Why don't we just hire the person who is in the organization? Referring, this hiring of internal may be verbally, that's going to someone's office and talk to him or her. Or it may be just an official letter which may be promoted to him or her. Back into the external source. This is hiring the freshmen from university or other organization. That's external. Going back to the internal, what are the advantages of internal? It's less time, it takes time which is short and doesn't consume a lot of money, as we all know that when we call a board and start to decide who is in for this process, we have to use money so that everyone has to be fed, because you can't put someone ready for interviewing someone and you just left him empty stomach. We have to decide how much we can pay them. Advantages of this is that it is still give us the people who are best. We all thought that they are best in our organization. We have to see about that. What are the disadvantages? It brings more conflict in the company because it may be biased. Nobody needs to be disappointed when some selection have to be made. Maybe the guy may be best from this one, but he may select the least best, and that brings some kind of jealous to the guy who's unfit for the position. Back into the external. This external is a good source, though it has some kind of defect. Why? Bringing the people who are new to the organization, it brings on the innovation process. We all know that people within the organization may be innovative, but people who comes in always have some new innovation methods. But sometimes disadvantages of this is selecting people who are less and not fit to the position. But saying so, also we can bring people who are not able to that position. Why saying so? Because guys are not trained, are all freshmen from universities. But so why do we do this? It might cost a bit by training them and make them develop their skills. So by saying so, we move to another episode, that's selection. What's the selection? Selection, you have already decided, maybe you have a troop of recruits. So what do we need? We need to select the best one. So selection has to decide who is in and who is outside. So this will be done considering who is the best in the process. Coming to that position, there is a process of selecting people. In this process, there are things to be considered. This process has to be some kind of aware. Why do we need these people? Why do we need these recruitment? This recruitment has to be categorized. You have to see their form application. That's CVs, looking their GPAs, looking their backgrounds, asking to the other people, like referrals, like professors, or there are people who have write down, maybe there may be guarantee of them. So we have to see how these people works when they are in their best sides.
Good afternoon, dear students. My section is about training and development. We'll cut this. It's about management development. But it's not really bad if I can just point out a bit about training development. So, by definition, this is actually the process of developing knowledge, skills, and other important aspects of performance and behaviors in people that can be implemented towards towards them achieving their goals. Training and development can be done either on the job, which is called on-job training, or can be someone can be trained in field or outside of the job, called off-job training. So, on-job training mostly includes or utilizes means of putting workers and jobs under close supervision of a trained instructor or supervisor. So while you're working, you are being trained at the same time you are doing your job. You're actually not performing trial and error per se, but actually you are being trained or you are being mentored by someone who has a higher knowledge than you. Maybe it can be maybe a supervisor or an unintended instructor that has been given to you by the by the industry or the facility, in order to make sure that you perform your jobs and tasks according to what is needed by the production group. Off-job training takes place outside of the actual workplace, but attempts to simulate the working environment conditions, and also known as vestibule training. So off-job training simply means that you are not actually trained while you're doing the job. It's actually training that happens while you're outside your work field. But actually, this is also aimed at making you become more competent in what you do for the sake of the development of the industry. Coming to management development. I can just read it straight from the pamphlet. Management training and development is a learning experience and is primarily undertaken to sharpen the managerial skills, knowledge, and ability so that the managers can lead and manage organizations effectively. Put short, this is just those tools or skills that are being given to these managers in order to make sure that they govern as planned or as expected. Coming to performance appraisal. Every working environment, be it an institution, a company, or any other production facility, has this mode or technique of government that is called performance appraisal. By performance appraisal, we mean that you are being evaluated by how much you contribute to the what? To the industry. For example, a person A is a storekeeper and a person B is a human resource manager. A storekeeper is termed as a less valuable employee than a human resource manager because actually his job is related with just keeping tools and other utensils and making sure that the stock is in order in the store. But the human resource manager is actually being valued more than the storekeeper because he is a top level employee, because he is the one that is used by the governing body of the institution or the company to hire others and to assess others' capabilities before giving them their jobs. So performance appraisal, the government system inside the facility or inside the company just gives you, evaluates you according to how much you contribute to the community of what? Of production, or just say the company as a whole. So the importances of performance appraisal are just summarized as they contribute, or they give the workers what we call they give them self-awareness as to what job or what level of importance do they hold inside that company. So that just brings about a personal awareness as to how you are effective, or as to how you are being depended upon by the what? By the institution or company. Performance appraisal methods are mainly three. Simply put, there's narrative techniques, ranking methods, and graphic rating scales. Now I can just illustrate them or explain them to you randomly as follows. In narrative techniques, the person who is the rater is is one of these. It can be the human resource manager. So the rater is the one that gives ratings or values according to how much importance you hold inside that particular company. So the rater gives writes a page or an article of strengths and weaknesses of the employees and makes some personal recommendations towards each employee and what he or she does to the company. Ranking methods. In this method, the employees are simply ranked according to their mode of importance. For example, I said to you earlier that the storekeeper is ranked as a top level, as a low-level employee. Why? Because it's just there in the stores. The stores are his what? His expertise. But the human resource manager is actually termed or valued or ranked as the top level employee because he is the one that is used by that particular institution to hire other employees and to assess if they are capable in attending those posts or not. So by ranking, simply a person or an employee in the institution is ranked. They are ranked from the most valuable and to the least valuable. The most efficient to the least efficient. So it's like grouping or like a hierarchy that involves who is more important, who is less important, and who is the least important in the production group or just the company as a whole. Now, coming to the third and the last method of performance appraisal, we are looking at graphic relations or graphic rating scales. These are, simply put, these are just scales that illustrate different qualities and relate them towards each employee. Each employee has to be assessed in several qualities. Now, these qualities are being illustrated graphically. Now, that's why we call this, that's why we call this graphic rating scales, because there are visual plots that elaborate the qualities of each member or employee inside the institution or company. That was all from me about performance appraisal, and that concludes this topic. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mamko Helen. I'm here to present on human resource management. As my fellow colleague has already shown you that she has already explained about the introduction and the importance of human resource, I'll be continuing on forecasting manpower needs. In forecasting manpower needs, this is like the purpose for human resource planning. When we say the purpose for human resource planning, this means that they're preparing for the employment, training, and also development of human resource as if the need will arise. If the need for employee or for add another employee to your organization arise, you need to add someone. So before add that person, you must be already having the person in mind or having a person on set because you've already prepared them. So this is, when we say forecasting manpower needs, we need to consider the past use of the human resource. If we already have human resources, if we already have manpower, I mean other employee or the employee which have already gone away from your organization, so you need to prepare yourself. If that happens, what will I do? And the other thing is future organization plan. If the organization has the plan of growing bigger than it is now, so you need to prepare for who you will assign what to do when the organization has expanded. And the other point is general economic growth or general economic trend. If the economic will grow, you need to prepare for other employee. If the economic will go downward, you need to reduce employee. But if it will go up, which is good, you need to add someone. So you need to have someone in mind before doing that, or someone who have already been trained before doing that. So that is called the employee forecasting. And the other thing which we need is the budget constraint. When the budget will increase from your organization, you need to think about increasing also the number of manpower so as to increase the production. So that is good also because we need the budget to increase in order for us to employ new people. After that, we see something known as staffing the organization. Staffing the organization, this is a process of adding staff to your organization or adding another member in your organization. In staffing the organization, there are four type of criteria you need to follow while staffing your organization. One of them is to recruit, the other one is to select, and the other one is training development, and the next one, the first one will be the performance appraisal. These four work together. Starting with recruitment, when you want to add new people or new member in your organization, new employee, you will need to recruit others. The process of recruiting, this is a process of designing attract pool which will have good member of applicants or good number of applicants which will be good for your organization. In this recruitment, you need to consider three things. The recruit will be applying for the job. Those jobs will have three criteria. We need job analysis, we need job description, and also we need job specification. In job analysis, this is the arrangement of knowing the type of job which the employee will be required to do, and also this job analysis shows what will the employee be doing. In job analysis, there are criteria you need to consider. First of all is working activities, what has been done, what is being done in that kind of job. And the other one is